All right, I can't stress enough how important this video is and how important this series of slides has been, leading to the formulas on the next page. First of all, if you are given the value of the sine of an angle, like in this case 0.6, when we're finding an angle, you press second function sine of 0.6. And I'm just going to round to the nearest degree to make this as easy as possible. And we're going to get 37 degrees, roughly. And if I were to graph this or draw this, 37 degrees would be about there. Well, the other angle, there's another angle that has the same sign. It's called a related angle, and it's going to be 180 minus that on the other side. In other words, if this is 37 degrees in there, then this triangle with 37 degrees in here would produce the same sign. And doing 180 minus 37, we would get 143 degrees, and we would draw that like this. Moving down, let's do one that's using tangent. Again, we're going to do the second function tangent because we're given the tangent, and to find the angle, we, on our calculator, do second function tan, and we're going to get, again, I'm going to go to the nearest degree, so 50 degrees. And that's going to be about there. Well, the other angle that has the same tangent is going to be straight across over here, where this angle in there is 50, and the overall angle is 180 plus 50, which is 230. I'm going to write down 180 plus 50, which is 230 degrees. And you can check that. Do the tangent of 50 and do the tangent of 230. They will have the same tangent. For this one, given the cosine, this time I gave a negative value and I went to 2 decimals. If you do second function cos of negative 0.82, the calculator gives me 145 degrees. And basically, that is going to be over here somewhere, 145 degrees. In fact, this little angle in there is going to be 35 degrees. Not that it really matters that much. Anyhow, the other angle with the same cosine is going to be down there. You'll notice these two triangles have the same x-coordinate, so to speak. They're both left a certain amount. Anyway, so this angle here, going all the way around, would be written as, basically, how we're getting this is if this one's 145, this one's 145 in the other direction, I'm going to write down negative 145 or 360 minus 145, which would be 215 degrees. This here is basically how we're going to get that one. And going back up to the top here, this all fits in with the cast rule because the sine is the same for these two angles, and it's actually positive. The tangent is positive in these two quadrants. The cosine is negative in these two quadrants and would be positive in quadrants 1 and 4. The bottom line here is, if I were to do, let's use 30 degrees. That's a really nice angle. And actually, I'm going to go all the way around the circle, so to speak. If I were to do the cosine of 30, cosine is related to the x. Your calculator will tell you it's root 3 over 2. And if I did the sine of 30 degrees, it would tell you it's 1/2. Let's go over here to 150. Again, that's 30 degrees back from 180. I'm going to write down 150 here. And if I did the cosine of 150, well, guess what? It's the same as this over here, but it's going left. So the x coordinate is now negative, root 3 over 2. Let's do the sine. Well, the sine of 150, that's the y coordinate. Guess what? These two are the same, and you should get the sine of 150 is 1/2. It's the same as this one over here. Let's do this one here. That would be 210 degrees. I'm just going to write it along there. Well, I think this cosine is going to be the same as this cosine. It's going left again. Do it in your calculator just to check. Yes, we're going to get negative root 3 over 2. Let's do the sine of 210. You know what? I think it's going to be the same as this, but it's going down now, and your calculator will confirm that. It's going to be negative 1/2. And hopefully you're seeing a pattern here. If this is 30 degrees, making this 330 degrees, the cosine, or the x, is going to be the same as this one up here. And check it with your calculator. It should give you square root of 3 over 2. And the sine for 330, well, I think it's the same as this, only it's going down. It will be the same as this one over here. It's going to be negative 1/2. These angles are all related, except for the sines. Okay, well, they're related. They're the same values, except the sines are possibly opposite. You will notice that the cosine is positive in this quadrant and this quadrant. I'm just going to write down cos and cos. The sine is positive in this quadrant and this quadrant. The tangent is positive there and there, if you were to do the tangent. And basically, this is where C, A for all, S, and T for tan comes from. That's where the cast rule comes from. However, cosine is related to x. It's positive over here. Sine is related to y. It's positive up there. Tangent is where both x and y are positive, or where they're both negative, which would be these two here. And that's what I prefer instead of the cast rule.